Okay, hello and welcome back to another episode on the Minecraft series. This will be episode 8, I believe, and today we are going to be moving on to a different section because I can't do much more of the track until stations and things are laid out. So we're going to move away from the railway line because obviously last episode we made the depot for where some trains will get dropped off, one of which parks up inside, trailer, maybe a full carriage if it goes all the way out. But we'll continue that on in a future episode because obviously we need locations for the train to go to, and I don't just want to aimlessly build a track and then decide, oh no, it doesn't need to go there, it needs to go here. So today what we're actually going to do, we're going to start on a medieval-like village, so quite old-looking buildings, and I think today we're going to build one or two of the structures, probably one because they do take a little while because they're quite detailed, and also we're going to be doing interiors, which I might speak you through a little bit later on. I think the first one's going to go on this hill here, so I just need to flatten it out slightly so that the building will fit, because obviously it's not just going to fit on that one, or the next tier down, maybe not even the third tier down, so I'm just going to prep that and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so I have laid out the foundation as well. We only took this hill actually down by 2 layers rather than 3. This build does look quite small, but once we actually get everything in place, it does actually appear a lot larger than what it is. I have made one mistake though, because that needs to be there like that, and this needs to extend out by 1 block, because there's a separate layer that goes on the end. So yeah, so I think what we're going to do now is jump into a time lapse of what it's like to actually build one of these buildings, and then we'll go through an interior together once it's all finished. as you can see, we have finished one of the buildings. I think it's turned out really nicely. Like I said, we're going to do the interior together, or we'll see about that one. Just going to do a little bit of a path going down the hill and do a couple of details on the outside. So I might stick that in another time lapse. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. The back side was actually quite hard to finish with the roof because the roof doesn't actually line up to a specific point and windows are off centre, but I think that also fits with the medieval kind of vibe that I want to go for. The roof is also at a different height. That is just for a different bit of an elevation change because the top floor is going to be in two sections. So yeah, I think what we'll do the path and a couple of the small details, and then we'll do an interior together. I didn't end up doing the pathway just because I realised to myself that I don't know where I'm going to put any of the other buildings yet. So I think what we're going to do is I'm just going to place in up to here with cobblestone, or it looks like a cobble path in this texture pack actually up to here. So then it's just a bit of a differentiation between the grass. And then obviously we'll get on with the inside. Now, houses like these, very small, so we have got limited space to work with, as well as also the walls all being a different block near enough, because we have a mixture of sandstone and stone bricks, and also wood, but that'll be cut out because I'll somehow figure out how to mould it all together. We also need to make sure the next floor level is up to this height here. So I think what I'm gonna do is have a traditional, almost like a cottage interior. Fortunately, this sandstone block is gonna have to move and change to wood, but I think we're gonna have a ceiling with beams to begin with, and then upstairs will be a solid wooden floor. Don't know where the stairs as such are going to go because it's a very tight space in here, but the first thing would be the floor, and obviously, like I said, probably be looking at a wooden floor, and then upstairs there needs to be the wooden slabs. As you can see from the time lapse as well, I used a outdoor kitchen to save space in here because in medieval times they did have some outdoor kitchens. So I thought we'd go for that just to save a little bit of interior space, as that is quite important when it comes to it. So that will be what the house almost looks like in here, which is okay. Could look better. I think the stairs are going to go up here, but it's going to be really... They're not going to make it all the way up with the window. Actually, yes, they will, because this... Also, floor-wise, it's wood, isn't it? So this is probably the first actual piece of building that I've done on camera with you guys, and I would like to do more. Oh, that's not a block. Okay, I would like to do more, but it's obviously just very time consuming when it comes to it. What do they use for stairs? It'll either be stone or wood. I think we'll just go with stone, just because for a bit of differentiation between the floor and what the staircase would be. So a little bit like that. Oh, that could be a problem. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So yeah, how we're going to make this look like it's actually attached with the floor, I think we'll just do some upside down stairs like that. That looks like a staircase. Doesn't cut in front of the window. Pops out perfectly up here. It makes it a little bit tighter up here to move around, but other than that, I would say that it's a pretty good fit. Yeah, it'll work. I'm not going to be worrying too much about an interior just because it's very difficult to do an interior of a house this small, but I did like the tiny little details that were going on, so we'll try and keep that theme going. The beams are going to stay there just because that's what it was like. So look, we can see over to the farm from this window. See, the roof is very dodgy, but that can be patched up quite easily because in here we can just patch it up and then add that there just to make it a full wall. Is that the outside? Yep. So that's perfectly fine. As for over here, I think we're gonna bring up this wall to the top and then possibly merge them, just because those windows are only there to let in a little bit of light. Actually, no, we'll leave it where it is. Actually, I think we'll just leave it as a pillar. This one up here is going to be the little bedrooms, so they would want a bed. Then they'd have a bedside table, but that would obviously be difficult in those times. So we'll have a little bit of a, I forget whether you can place them on there, with a couple of candles on the side. Oh, wait, what? Come on. There we go. 3 candles on the side. I would like them. Actually, yeah, let's light them. Where's flint and steel? There it is. So we will light them just for a little bit of light to be given off. Another thing that we need to do is place in lanterns in the ceiling to actually let in light to make the house look like it's not just barren and dark. We'll have about that many. I'll one in the corner as well. As for downstairs, I think it's going to be just a very basic, not much furniture because I didn't have much furniture. But, a dirty wall patch over here, even though they probably didn't use that back then, but oh well. This isn't a full accurate representation. What else would they have had downstairs? Might have had a coat rack. Uh-oh. Coat rack for when you walk in, and then that's really about all we can do for the interior. I just wanted to make it look neat so it wasn't just very cramped and horrible, so we leave it quite open. Downstairs will be open to the comments if you have any, so leave it in the comments in the video. And I think that is about going to be this episode done, because it is actually quite long. So we've got one of the medieval buildings done. We have a lot more to go because they're going to occupy all the way to the bridge, probably round a little bit all the way to that pond over there, and then they might start to go up the mountain, but I've not decided yet, quite yet. So I do hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm obviously going to edit this straight away so I can get it out to you guys, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one, which should be out shortly.